Thank you, Leskin-Corla. Planning laws, Minister, in rural areas are put together to make sure people are refused planning. And that is the situation I find for many of my constituents in Cork South West. Young start-off couples are being refused planning all over West Cork and other areas. Scenic landscape is thrown in as one of the excuses. Oh, you're coming out onto the N71, even though there's 5 houses onto the same road in Rosscarbery. I could name them one after another. Barry Road, I could name places that people have come to me recently. One young lady spent 10,000 on planning, Minister. Imagine spending 10,000 to do everything right, and she still got refused. So that's the kind of situation we're finding our people. And it's sad to hear Fianna Fáil TDs and prospective Fianna Fáil councillors in West Cork spinning waffle about planning, while it's their party, are in government, are in a supplying agreement with Fine Gael for decades now, and both have played a major part in making sure that young people in places like Adrigal, Clonakilty, Goleen, Barry Road, Kilcrahan, Ballinspittle can't get planning. Also, for rural communities to grow, immediate improvements in local sewage and water needs to be considered, Minister. We have numerous towns in West Cork, and I presume throughout the country, who have inadequate sewage supplies and can't build or can't extend, and it's not happening. And it's pointless you coming forward telling me it is, because if it is, I'll take you down around West Cork and I'll show you a whole lot of them. That there can't be any development carried out there. And people want to build and want to move back into these communities, and they're being refused continuously because sewage issues, water issues that are outdated, same issues that some of our communities were working on for the last 20 years to improve but can't get funding to do so. We also have to look at some, you did put forward amendments, but you're talking about rural regeneration funding. We probably, I don't know, did you look at this properly? This is in relation to planning and the future of rural communities. Rural regeneration funding is a nod and wink fund for ministers, and I don't care what anybody says, I'm quite willing to say that openly, because I see what happened in Schull. A fantastic, top-class project for rural regeneration funding, shovel-ready, after the local community spending tens of thousands of euros, and all of a sudden, after they've been brought up here, some of the voluntary group, to give them rural regeneration funding, and a little clap in the back and a photo by the then General Minister, they went down home and the money was funded to some other minister that was going to lose a seat in another constituency. That's an astonishing situation that he can abuse funding that belongs to the state. Fianna Fáil no longer represent rural communities. That's the bottom line here, and that's the bottom line that I'm telling you, Minister, and you show to me that I'm wrong, and you tell me that where I am wrong, but I certainly know that you're not. And talk to your own councillors, because they're terribly disappointed the way things are. The sitting councillors are. More the potential councillors are dreaming that everybody else is to blame about the planning regulation in this country. An Bord Pleanála has become a dysfunctional organisation that is neither efficient nor effective, and the time, Minister, has come for it to be overhauled or scrapped or replace. Statutory timelines of no greater than 8 weeks should be introduced, Minister, for An Bord Pleanála to deal with all applications, dramatically reduce waiting times. And I just think in one area is the Kinsale Play School. That was part of a development that was meant to go ahead. They needed to have that play school. They're waiting for months because An Bord Pleanála has decided that they must make a decision on it, and they can't get a decision to be made. They're continuously contacting me for the future development of a growing area like Kinsale. A new €20,000 grant aid package should be introduced for anyone who wishes to build a permanent one-off house, Minister, on their own lands. A first-time buyer's grant can be incredibly important for young people who wish to build a home in Ireland. Building a home is a significant financial investment, and for many young people it can be difficult enough to save money for a down payment, let alone the full cost of a new build. The problem we have, Minister, here in relation to young people that are looking to build a home, I met a woman the other day in Germany. She said her son could build a house himself, almost build it top down, but she said he's not allowed to touch it with the regulations that are out there today. The planning permission will break him, she said, before he gets any further. But even if he does get further, then there's further regulations. He has to get this one and that fellow with a letter here and a letter there after his name. Sure, when I built a house at home back in Lortown years ago, we built it myself, bits and pieces, my neighbour, and we all helped together. We got a fine house built and we all lived there, and that was the way to do it. We can still do that today, but and it's still standing too, thank God. And many Gael has come up over the Mizzen Head, and by jeepers it struck us, but it didn't knock the house, I can tell you that. But I'm telling you, Minister, you can't build a house today, because no young person can consider a young couple or whatever. They're just stifled with costs and what costs, and it adds about 100,000 to the bill before they even get off the ground. A first-time buyer's grant can't help alleviate some of this financial burden, making it more feasible for young people to realise their dream of building their own home. Additionally, by incentivising young people to to invest in property, the grant can help support the long-term sustainability and growth of Ireland's housing market. It can also help promote the development of more affordable, energy-efficient homes that meet the needs of Ireland. Changing demographics overall, a first-time buyer's grant can be an important tool for promoting home ownership and supporting the next generation of homeowners in Ireland. The last first-time buyer's grant was introduced to help with house building in the 1970s. However, the scheme was abolished in 2002. A similar scheme, which offered up to 5,000 on the Gaeltacht mainland and 15,000 in islands, existed until Fianna Fáil, and the Green Party abolished it in 2009, or should I say Fianna Fáil and your buddies in the Green Party. Finally, our motion also calls on towns fund schemes should be amended to include properties that are vacant for more than 30 days. To boost the availability of higher quality rental accommodation. Otherwise, people may be forced to keep their properties. And I'll sum up, Minister. People want to build, they'll easily stay in porta cabins or timber houses or whatever. You're not supporting the young people out there today.